Yeah, hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Jab's Classy Photography Studio and Academy. Today we'll be talking about a little bit of interesting aspect of photography, and I assure you that it's going to be enlightening and you're going to know everything that has to do with the external body component of a camera. We've not been on this channel for a while, due to activities and all that, but now I want to assure you that we are back better and bigger. So today we'll be talking about the different camera components, and basically we'll be making use of the Canon camera, that's 6D Mark II, specifically to do a description of the physical features of a camera. This is a DSLR camera. Don't forget, in our last video we talked about the differences between the DSLR camera and the DMC cameras. So if you want to know about the difference, you can just check on our last video to know the difference. So today we'll be talking about the DSLR camera, 6D Mark II camera. We'll be talking about the different features of the camera. And as we go across the different features of the camera, mind you, there are some components and the body of the camera that is the same. I mean, they maintain a fixed position as you go across the different brands or type of camera, while some they had a change in position as you go across the different type and brand of camera. The first component to be talking about is the hot shoe, and the hot shoe is located most of the time above the camera. On top of the camera, you attach your external devices to the hot shoe. External devices such as your external flash, your video light, you can attach it if you're mounting your video light on the body of the camera. Then also you can attach your trigger on the body of the camera. Then we'll also have the viewfinder. You can see the viewfinder here, used to preview your image before taking the photograph. That's why most of the time you see photographers using a DSLR camera. They want to take a photograph, they tend to move it closer to their eyes so that they can see what they want to take, the picture they want to take in front of their lens right from the viewfinder. And it will also help photographers when you're shooting to be able to frame your subject the way you want to see the subject in real life or in real time. Aside the viewfinder, very close to the viewfinder, you see a diopter. There's a diopter here, and the diopter is used to control or correct, make adjustments to your viewfinder. It helps you to make this adjustment in a way you want to see the object in focus. You want to sharpen the way you see the object in focus. That's what the diopter basically does for you. And aside the diopter, we have the mode die. We have different shooting modes on the body of the camera. You have the auto mode, the semi-auto, and the manual mode. So you make use of your mode die to switch across the different modes, the different auto modes that we have, different semi-auto modes, and basically the manual mode of the camera. And aside that, we also have, of course, this one is just like a dummy. In most of the cameras, other brands of type of camera, this is the position of your inbuilt flash, the camera inbuilt flash. For the 6D Mark II, this is just a dummy. It's not functional on this camera. So, but in most cameras, you see the positioning of your inbuilt flash always on top of the camera, and close to it, for those that have, you will see something like a flash release button, which is used to release your flash anytime you want to take a photograph. Then going from there, we'll have the shutter release button. This is your shutter release button, and basically it's for three major functions. For shooting, if you want to take a photograph, you long press the shutter release button to take a photograph, and more so you can half press in order to be able to focus. For some cameras, if that is where your focusing function is, then you can half press to focus rather. And mind you, the function of your lens, your shutter release button, is dependent on what is on the camera interface per time. So if what is on your camera interface is just the regular home screen, then if you have pressed the shutter release button, it's going to focus for you. But let's say you've gone somewhere, or you're previewing images on the body of your camera, and you want to go back from there to the main menu, you just have pressed your shutter release button. It automatically returns you back to the home page, or maybe you're making some changes in the menu and all that. Once you're confused or you want to return back, you can just easily press your shutter release button. It takes you back to the home page. So the function of your shutter release button is majorly dependent on especially when it comes to focusing and refreshing, is dependent on what is on the camera interface. That's what it does for you. Then also going from there, we have the display screen. Yeah, this is your display screen, the one I showed you of those information. This is your LCD screen, your LED crystal display screen, where you view your images or you view changes you want to make in real time on the camera. Then aside that as well, we have what we call the handle. That's your strap mount. This is your strap mount where you use in attaching your straps in order to hold the camera in place. Then aside that, you have your lens release button. This is your lens release button here, and the function of your lens release button is to unmount your lens from the camera. To unmount your lens, you long press the lens release button, then you turn clockwise or anti-clockwise depending on the camera. For this camera now, for most Canon cameras, you have to turn anti-clockwise. That's the opposite direction you use in mounting your lens. Mind you, when you are mounting your lens on the camera, you don't hold the lens release button, but when you want to mount the lens from the camera, you need to long press the lens release button, then you turn to be able to detach or mount your lens from the body of the camera. And close here, this is your index color to attach your lens. This is your color marker in case you want to attach your lens to the body of the camera. All you need to do is to correspond the color on the lens to that of the camera before you can be able to turn either clockwise or anti-clockwise to mount your lens on the body of the camera. Then inside you can see something like a reflex mirror. This is a reflex mirror common in most DSLR cameras, which helps you to reflect your image, the light coming out from the lens, bounce it to the pentaprism and all that to your image sensor. In turn, you'll be able to view your image on the LCD screen. Then we also have your lens mount. This is your lens mount here, where your lens is going to sit on, the base of the lens to sit on here, so that you can be able to mount your lens and connect them in relation to the camera. Then aside that, close here, you have your red eye sensor here, or your self timer. You have it here. That's why anytime you put your camera on a timer, there's an indicator here. You just be seeing it blinking, showing that yes, it's on timer when you've set it on the camera before taking your photograph. And the red color, the red eye control indicator is also, most times they are also on the same locations, but for some cameras they separate both indicators, both positions from there. Then we also have your main die. This is your main die here, used to make changes to the camera settings, like a shutter speed. You want to make the changes, you use your you make use of the main die to make changes. Also on the body of the camera, there are different functional buttons and shortcut buttons to help you easily make changes on the body of the camera. Then here is your grip. This is the grip of the camera. Of course, that's where you hold the camera in position. You hold the camera in position with your grip. I always love the texture of the grip. It's something I've always loved to hold anytime, any day, anyhow. It's always nice. You can try it out with your camera. You can just flip it. I just love the texture. You know, there's something about that texture. Then going from there, we have your tripod mount on the base of the camera, or popularly known as the cold shoe, where you also attach other external devices like your tripod stand, you know, your stabilizers and all. You can attach them also to the base of your camera. Then we also have the battery slot. This is where you put your battery in real time. Anywhere you want to put your battery, you can insert your battery, fix and unfix your battery at any time. Then we also have this is the battery indicator here. It symbolizes the fact that it indicates that there is a battery inserted on the camera. This is your your memory card slot as well, where you can inject or insert your memory card. Then aside that, we have your ports and connectors. Here we have your HDMI and USB ports for data transfer. Then we also have your microphone here, where you can insert your microphone if you want to record sound directly to the camera. Then more so, of course, the brand of your camera is also there. This is the brand and this is the model of the camera we're talking about. So with these, I believe you'll be able to know these are your shortcut buttons, to access or quickly make changes to the settings. I won't be here explaining all this. The functions are just descriptive. Mind you, there are symbols that are specific, so let it not be strange to you when you are choosing between different or getting exposed to different types of lenses. Oh, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. There are some symbols that are specific as you go across the different brands of camera. For instance, if you want to zoom in and zoom out, you are going to see the zoom icon. You're going to see it. Or you want to focus, this is it here, this is the zoom icon. Or you want to focus, you're going to see the focus button, you're going to see other buttons. Or you want to play, that's to preview your image. You see everything in real time. I think that's all I have around there. So in our next video, we'll also be talking a lot about the camera interface. But right now, I believe you'll be able to identify with the body of your camera. If there's any question, you can drop it on the comment section below. We'll attend to your question. All right, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Jabs Classy, and like, share, everything you can do to make the community grow larger. Just do for us.